we will be prepared as well as we can be prepared. But ultimately, you know, don't put too much of your faith in men and government and things like that. Well, hey everyone, welcome to the channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you something I got to help prepare for an upcoming shortage. So stick around, we'll talk about it, go a little bit more in depth, and I'll talk about why I got it. So what do we have here? This is a big plastic box. Is it a toy box? No, it's not a toy box. As you can see, it holds a little bit of fuel. So what we have here is a transfer tank, and if you've been paying any attention at all to the way things are going right now, every YouTube channel that's homesteading, farmsteading, prepping is talking about shortages. You know, shortages all around. Food shortages, fuel shortages, and that's probably the main one right now. The thing I've been hearing the last couple of days is within 25 days the US is basically going to be in a diesel fuel shortage. You know, if that were to happen, man, that could have some really bad effects on the US as a whole, the economy. And you want to see some food shortages, then have a diesel shortage, and you'll be seeing more shortages than you can shake a stick at, because diesel fuel powers everything. Everything. I mean, if you can think of a product in your house, it was probably delivered by diesel at one point in time, or diesel fuel carried it from one place to another, whether by ship, barge, you know, delivery truck, semi truck, farmers, ranchers, you know, on the farm using their tractors to harvest this stuff and take care of it, to feed the animals. So no, I'm not a huge prepper. I do prep a few things just to try to stay prepared and kind of watch the economy and things, and try to buy in advance if I can. I kind of hedge the market a little bit. I don't really go into full-fledged prepper mode. That's one reason I got this tank. Now, I know you're saying your farm, most farms have big, you know, diesel tanks, and that's true. I do have a big 300-gallon gravity-fed tank that gets up on, you know, sets up on a stand. The problem with that is it has a hole in it, so that's 300 gallons of fuel that I can't put back and save. I have a smaller transfer tank that I've been using. It's just 50 gallons, and that helps. You know, it's better than using jugs. So I went ahead and bought this. This is supposed to be a 116-gallon tank. And so let's open it up. We'll look at kind of how this is set up. We'll go put some fuel in it, see if it holds what it says it's going to hold. You know, if we do run out of fuel, then I will really ration this off. You know, I'm not going to go fill my tractor up and go plow 30 acres, you know, if we're out of fuel. But if I do need the fuel, I want to have it in case of an emergency. If there is something I do absolutely need the tractor for, then, you know, that's what this is for. It's not meant to last me, you know, the whole year. But at least I'll have something held back, something put back. Even if we don't run out of fuel, odds are the price is going to increase drastically. So this will be a little bit of a buffer. You know, I have 116 gallons in this tank that I bought at a cheaper price, and so that may save me a little bit of money over the long term. And that's how I'm looking at this. All right, so what do we have on the inside? The first thing I'll say is this doesn't have a filter on it, and I wish it did. So at some point I may try to rig up a filter somehow, just for extra. I mean, it never hurts. Of course it's plastic, and I went with plastic because steel does rust. It does increase the probability that you're going to get some condensation inside the tank, just because the change in temperatures. If you get a little bit of moist air inside the tank and temperature changes, well, you've got condensation. That's now water in your fuel, and potentially rust on the inside of the tank itself. So I decided to go with plastic for that reason. It is double wall, so rated for fuel. Of course, you got the tank. This is just a drop tube. It pulls off the bottom of the tank. We got actually came with the nozzle. It's got a little insert right here. So when you put that nozzle down in there, you're going to have some drip. So that catches that, and you can take that out and clean it. Got a spot for the nozzle right there. Now, one thing I do like about this is it actually comes with a gauge. So I thought that was pretty cool. And most of these plastic ones do. And then, of course, this is your fill hole. So nothing major there. And you know, not a lot to it. It's a direct hookup to a battery. It's fused. So it comes ready to go. This pump actually has an on-off switch. So yeah, it's supposed to be, let's see, it says 116 gallons right here. Most of these are overrated. You don't actually get 116 full gallons in here. That's just been my experience with transfer tanks, but we'll see what we can get in here. I'm gonna fill it all the way up. That way I've got the fuel, and before fuel goes up any more than what it already has. So it comes with a manual, all that good stuff. Anyhow, that's enough talking. I'm gonna get this thing loaded in the truck, head to the fueling station, and throw some farm diesel in. Okay, so let's go over some numbers right quick. Just got back from the fuel station. Farm diesel, ag diesel, whatever you want, dyed diesel, was $4.55 and a little bit. It's almost $4.56. It was 4.559. Like I said, this was rated for 116 gallons, but getting that in there would be a stretch. I think they're talking about this whole space right here, but the pump and the hose thing, the area for the hose actually takes up some space out of that. So I ended up getting 110 gallons in here, which still isn't bad. Still pretty good. All right, so that's pretty much it. Overall, I am pretty pleased with it so far. The gauge, I mean, it seems to be a little bit off, but these mechanicals ain't, you know, they're never exact anyway, from my experience. It seemed to, when I was filling it up, it took a long time for it to start to register. So I have a feeling it's gonna go to E pretty quick, even though, and it'll show E, even though there will still be quite a bit left in the tank. I may be able to fine tune that. I'll look in the manual. There may be, this actually may be an adjustment right here, but I'll check it out. Man, that pump is pretty fast. I was pretty impressed with that. So actually made filling this thing up pretty quick. 20 something ish gallons, maybe 25 gallons I put in there, and it didn't take any time at all. So a few things I like about it so far. It seems pretty robust and heavy duty. I mean, it is plastic, but there's a lot of these out there now. I like that this stuff can store in here, and that keeps it out of the weather, out of the sun, because the sun really seems to degrade these hoses on these transfer tanks. And so it's nice that you can coil that up in here and it's out of the way, stays out of the sun. Same with the power cord. The power cord seems well made, heavy duty. I'm not familiar with that pump brand, but I found their website and it actually does look like they have parts and new pumps. So that's good. If something happens with this one, I can either replace it or repair it. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, it does have built-in fork slots. So I can put my forks, or actually my hay spears actually may fit on here, or fit in here. And so, you know, I don't need a separate pallet like I do my smaller tank to be able to lift this out of here with the tractor. So I like that. Well, all right, y'all, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you got something out of it. Now we talked a little bit about the fuel shortages coming up, and this is kind of what I'm doing to help alleviate some of that for myself in our farm and ranch. Is there going to be a fuel shortage? There could be. There very, very well could be. Just based off the things I'm seeing, you know, that the government's doing, that OPEC is doing, and the things that our government is not doing. But that's a whole nother subject for another video, and there's plenty of channels that are talking about that type of thing. You know, this isn't a doom and gloom type channel. It's not really a prepping channel. We do homesteading, we do farmsteading, but I've chosen to focus mostly on the things that I'm doing out in the pasture. You know, the typical management aspects of, you know, doing the hay and doing the grass and the cattle and things like that. But we're no different from any other farm or ranch or homestead. So, you know, these fuel shortages, if they do come, they will affect us. So, now just adding this fuel tank is just one step I'm taking to help set us up so that I will have some in reserve. Now I also have a few things planned that I'm going to be implementing here in the next few weeks to help not have to use diesel as much and rely on diesel as much. So be watching for those videos because I will be posting those. But even all that said, and in the grand scheme of things, just laying it out there, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I'm not faulting anybody for prepping. You know, I think it's good to be prepared. And you be as prepared as you want to be. We will be prepared as well as we can be prepared. But ultimately, you know, don't put too much of your faith in men and government and things like that. Put your faith in God. Put your faith in Jesus Christ. So anyhow, I've rambled on enough here. Give this video a big thumbs up if it helped you out at all. Thank y'all for checking out the channel. Thanks for watching. As always, God bless. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one.